You're a wizard, Harry. I'm a wizard. Oh boy. Expelliarmus. Wizards have been around since Alpha. It's a game of swords and sorcery and wizards. And listen, they've been a huge part of the game since Richard Garfield laid his feet down on this accursed earth. Let's talk about some key wizards, some wizard commanders, some budget bangers, and probably a rant about video games at the end there. I don't know. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that people love irrelevant rants. So subscribe to the channel, brother. This is Better Commander. We got the vibes, the vision, and probably chlamydia. As always, special thanks to the patrons, the members, and the Discord boys. I love you guys so much. When considering a tribal deck, a 100-card singleton format deck, you want to watch for little signpost cards that point you in a direction. Wizards have a few of those types of effects. I did a video recently featuring a Nala, and we'll touch on her later, no pun intended, but I noticed a few cards that want to double up ETB effects. Now this card used to be bulk. It's around $12 now. Unbelievable, dude. I have like 14 of these things from opening up Modern Horizons 2 boxes, and that's the Harmonic Prodigy. 1 to red for a creature, human wizard. It's a 1/3, has prowess. If an ability of a shaman or another wizard you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. Each note strikes with deadly precision. Just a banger of a card. If your commander is a shaman or a wizard with a triggered ability, find a slot for this. Then we have this little tricky little guy over here with his cool beard. Naban, the Dean of Iteration. This guy's 1 in a blue. For a legendary creature, human wizard, it's a 2/1. If a wizard you control entering causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. So this is specific to ETB effects, but you get the idea. It's specific to wizards as well. So if you have a wizard that enters the battlefield and that ability on that wizard triggers, it's going to trigger an additional time. You start stacking those ETB effects. You also have Panharmonicon, which is just generic, but how many of these effects are you going to need? Well, if the aforementioned Inala is your commander, copying those creatures with her ability, whenever another non-token wizard you control enters, if Inala is in the command zone or on the battlefield, you may pay 1. If you do create a token that's a copy of that wizard. Token gains haste, exile it at the beginning of the next end step. Now you're just getting into silliness. There are tons of wizards that have ETB effects. As a matter of fact here, dude, some of the best abilities in the whole game come on wizards entering, like the dual caster mage here. This guy has flash, and when it enters, copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. This has a number of combos. I like that you never see this guy's face. He's mixing up some toxic brouhaha, just making a mess, dude. If you saw his face, you'd probably be all doped out, brother, with those coke-stained eyes. It's one of my all-time favorite cards, the old Ali Sheedy here, Spellseeker, 2 in a blue, creature, human wizard. It's a 1/1. When this creature enters, you may search your library for an instant or sorcery card with mana value 2 or less, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. It's a CEDH staple. Man, this thing just came right out of the Breakfast Club, dude. I packed one of these in Battleborn. Pretty sweet card. It's a little pricey right now, but a couple reprints have knocked it down a bit. Now this next one's kind of a commander classic and one I've used in Blink decks, token copy making decks, and my Orvar deck, Sower of Temptation. She's tempting that damn galoot in the back, dude. This guy looks like a cop, brother. He's getting tempted by the Fae. You gotta watch your back when you're a cop, dude. You might get tempted by the Fae. I know there are a million others, but that's enough for now. In any case, suffice it to say, wizards kind of have that in common, or enough density of enter the battlefield effects to make it a viable choice to build your commander deck around. Now another thing you're going to see with wizards a ton, another effect if you will, is paying off instants and sorceries with some hot effects, dude, and that's Magecraft or some variant of Magecraft. Take a look at this guy. The Archmage Emeritus has Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, draw a card. Listen, classic. Ever since it was printed in the Harry Potter set, and that's Strixhaven. That's the old Owl Sanctuary, brother. There used to be a bird sanctuary around here somewhere, man, but I never went to it, dude. It'd be kind of fun to find an abandoned bird sanctuary and set the birds free. That's a movie right there, dude. If there's any Hollywood producers listening, cast me as the lead. And then, of course, you've got my dude Talrand and various effects that kind of mimic this. Create a Drake token on cast of an instant or sorcery. Now, this is pretty nuts, but remember, it's just on cast, not on copies. But one of my favorites for a long time has been the Docent of Perfection. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 blue human wizard creature token. Then if you control 3 or more wizards, transform this creature. On the backside, wizards you control get +2/+1, have flying, with the same type of token creation on the back. People sleep on this bulk banger. It's a phenomenal card, man. It really is. This guy's a little wizard army in a can. This gets out of control really quick. You have to have a certain density of instants and sorceries, but if you're building a wizard deck that cares about that, this guy is a beater. I love this card, man. I love the art. Gorgeous. The Docent is lurking in the background. He's being a creep back there, dude. So you have a few different flavors of wizard decks here. You got ETB monsters, copying triggers, and then contrasting that, you've got paying off your casts of instants and sorceries. There are, of course, other strategies you can lean into, especially if your commander is like Jaleva or something like that, one of those kind of nuts Grixis wizards. But you get redundant effects for both of these types of things. Sometimes, if you're building an Izzet deck, you just get incidental wizard tribal. That's what happened with my Orvar deck. I'm putting in all these creatures to copy, and then suddenly I'm in a wizard tribal deck, dude, with Orvar being an honorary wizard because he's all the stuff. He's got that changeling. So what are some of my favorite wizard commanders, dude? I'm going to give you some top 3 in a few minutes, Nikki G style, because I already talked about Orvar and Talrand. Talrand is kind of a pure instant and sorcery control deck, and let me tell you, it's hard to control 3 other players, alright? I can barely control my bowels. Orvar is a blast, makes copies of everything. He's got that changeling out there. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, if it targets 1 or more other permanents you control, create a token that's a copy of one of those permanents. Once this guy comes down, the value becomes insane. You are copying lands, you're ramping out in blue, you're copying wizards like the Patron Wizard and the aforementioned Sower of Temptation. It's a really fun deck. But before we get into the favorite commanders I have that are wizards, I want to talk about some cheeky little monkey cards that help set up combos or advance your game plan. Check this out, man. Riptide Laboratory. It's about 50 cents right now. Tap, add colorless or 1 in the blue and tap. Return target wizard you control to its owner's hand. This card is great for combos and just recasting impactful effects. Only works with wizards though. Used to be quite expensive, but it's still a very powerful card. And new out of Lord of the Rings, you got the Flame of Anor. This guy is killing a Balrog out there. He's slaying it. 1 blue and a red for an instant. Choose 1. If you control a wizard as you cast a spell, you may choose 2 instead. Now, if your commander is a wizard, it's kind of a no-brainer, right? Target player draws 2 cards. That's going to be you. You can destroy target artifact, which is immensely useful, or it deals 5 damage to target creature, which is usually enough to take that creature out. I'm not here to rob you. I'm here to draw 2 cards for 3 mana, Frodo. Neat little card for your Izzet decks. I'm not here to rob you. I'm here to kill you, Frodo. You know, I've talked about Step Through before. It's a mediocre bounce spell, but I don't care about that. It's got wizard cycling for 2 mana. Discard this card, search your library for a wizard card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. It's just a damn wizard tutor for your tricky Nicky combos out there. Cyclone Summoner. This is a giant wizard just like me. When this creature enters, if you cast it from your hand, return all permanents to their owner's hands except for giants, wizards, and lands. This is just a great big board bounce on a stick, man. If you're in a wizard creature type deck, this is the way to go. Now, if you're building a wizard deck, Sigil Tracer is a really cool one. 1 blue, creature Merfolk Wizard. Has 1 in the blue, tap 2 untapped wizards you control, copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Bonkers value, doesn't care about tokens, you know, if you're making wizard tokens. If anyone casts anything juicy, you get that effect, my brother. And then, of course, the most wizard card ever, Azami Lady of Scrolls. If you're building a wizard deck, consider this card. 2 blue, and a blue. For a legendary creature, human wizard, it's a 0/2. Tap an untapped wizard you control, draw a card. This card is nuts in my Orvar deck. It's just fuel, brother. Pure, unadulterated wizard fuel. You need cards to keep the pressure up. Make those nutty turns that last 20 minutes. And when you finally look up from doing all your stuff, everyone has gone home. Everyone has left the building. You're alone and happy because you won. And of course, there are a few other wizard-specific effects, but I'm not going to go through them all. I want to get to the legends. We got 253 legendary wizards, so I haven't built them all, obviously. but I am talking about one of our major themes up here with Veyran, Voice of Duality. 1 blue and a red, legendary creature, Efreet Wizard. It's a 2/2, has Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, Veyran gets +1/+1 until end of turn. If you casting or copying an instant or sorcery spell causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time, man. This kind of plays with both ends of our spectrum up there, and is king value for cards like Talrand, Docent of Perfection. This card got super pricey, but a couple reprints have knocked it down to a reasonable $5. And next up here we have the quintessential wizard, Saruman, the White Hand. This guy's 1 blue, black, and a red for a legendary creature, Avatar Wizard. It's a 2/5. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, amass orcs X, where X is that spell's mana value. Goblins and orcs you control have Ward 2. Weird card, man. Saruman. This guy rocks, man. It's a pretty nutty polymorph commander. He's a wizard, right? Makes nice beefy tokens you can sacrifice to those polymorph effects, or whatever other sacrifice effects you have out there. It's a very powerful commander, you just got to build it right. You can also get into sacrificing things for value. Cool looking card too, man. He's about to staff up that orc right in the guts, brother. And we have a more traditional tribal commander here, and that's Wizards plus Adeliz has a banging hat, brother. Looks a little exotic, like Aladdin out there. Adeliz can fly too, just like that magic carpet on the Cinder Wind. 1 blue and a red for a legendary creature, human wizard with flying and haste. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, wizards you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. The passionate intensity of the Gitu. Oh my god, dude, this thing's a 2/2. It's a neat little cantrip wizard budget banger that can get some incredible pump while utilizing cheap instants. It's just like a little combat trick, you know, and you also get the combat trick of the card that you're casting. It's a really cool card. And that's going to be Better Commander for this fine Friday morning, my friends. I just wanted to sit with you while I spit with you here, dude. You guys are the best. Stay cool in the heat out there, man. It's been really hot out here in America, brother. The whole world's heating up, but, you know, over here it's got a different flavor to it. Have some ice cream, all right? Some Rocky Road. Listen, right now I'm still playing Elden Ring Night Rain. I got 250 hours. I killed Caligo Everdark Sovereign last night, dude, and that feels good, brother, with a bunch of randoms. Absolute cinema. Check it out if you haven't. Nikki G, Better Commander, signing off.